They failed because they never slowed down enough to build something useful. They chase trends without understanding buyers. They copy aesthetics without learning conversion. They make pretty products nobody urgently needs. They are creating digital products based on what looks cool, not what solves pain. That right there is a major reason people do not make their first sale. Most people do not fail selling digital products because they are stupid. They fail because they are trying to build income from a broken internal state. They want freedom, but they think like employers. They want sales, but they are terrified of being seen. They want to make money online, but deep down, they still do not believe they have something worth paying for. And that's exactly why so many people never make their first selling digital products. Not because the opportunity is fake, not because digital products don't work, not because the market is dead, but because the person trying to win has not yet aligned their identity, energy, and execution. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what is keeping people stuck, what actually makes digital products sell, and how to move from confusion to your first real sale. Because once you understand this properly, the game gets a lot simpler. Let's start with the first truth. Most people are trying to sell digital products from a state of desperation. That matters more than they realize. Because desperation changes how you think. It changes how you create. It changes how you communicate. It changes how you sell. When someone is desperate, they do not build with clarity. They build with pressure. They are thinking, I need money fast. I hope this works. What if nobody buys? What if I wasted my time again? So now the product is being created from fear, not from service. And people can feel that. That energy is weak. And weak energy creates weak offers. Now, understand me clearly. I'm not trying to say energy replaces strategy. It doesn't. But your internal state affects how you execute the strategy. If your state is unstable, your execution becomes unstable. If your execution is unstable, your income will stay unstable. That's why so many people stay stuck in the circle of almost posting, almost launching, almost finishing the product, almost selling, almost building momentum. Their problem is not just tactics. The problem is internal frequency. Now let's go deeper. A lot of people say they want to sell digital products, but what they really want is the fantasy of easy online money. That's a different thing. They love the idea of passive income. They love the idea of waking up to sales. They love the idea of making money from a PDF, a guide, a template, a mini course, or a toolkit. But they do not always love what that actually requires. Because to make digital products sales, you need a few uncomfortable things. You need clarity, you need positioning, you need repetition, you need skill, you need to understand a problem deeply enough to package a solution people actually want. And that is where most people break. They do not fail because digital products are too hard. They fail because they never slow down enough to build something useful. They chase trends without understanding buyers. They copy aesthetics without learning conversion. They make pretty products nobody urgently needs. That right there is a major reason people do not make their first sale. They are creating digital products based on what looks cool, not what solves pain. And pain is what sells. Not random information, not generic motivation, not another empty ebook with recycled advice. The market pays for outcomes. The market pays for speed. The market pays for relief. The market pays for simplicity. That is the shift. When you understand that, digital products stop feeling mysterious. Now you are not asking, what should I make? Now you are asking, what problem can I help someone solve faster, easier, or more clearly? That's the right question. Because digital products are not magic. They are package solution. An ebook is a package solution. A template is a package solution. A workbook is a package solution. A prompt pack is a package solution. A mini course is a package solution. And the stronger the solution, the easier the sale. Now, here is another reason people stay stuck. They do not trust their own knowledge enough to package it. They think, who am I to sell this? Why would anyone listen to me? I'm not an expert yet. What if people think I'm fake? That mindset destroys momentum before the business even starts. Because now, the person is waiting to feel worthy before they move. And if you wait to feel fully worthy, fully confident, fully qualified, and fully ready, you will wait forever. Confidence is not what comes first. Evidence comes first. Action gives evidence. Evidence builds confidence. Confidence strengthens identity. Identity changes behavior. Behavior creates income. That's the order. A lot of people are trying to reverse it. They want confidence before movement. That's not how it works. The first sale is often not about being the best. It's about being clear enough, useful enough, and brave enough to put something real in front of the market. Now let's make this practical. If you want your first $500 to $1,000 selling digital products, you do not need to start with some giant empire. You do not need 20 products. You don't need a fancy website. You don't need a huge audience. You don't need some impossible level of perfection. What you need is one clear product connected to one clear problem for one clear type of person. Most people make this too complicated. They think more complexity means more legitimacy. It does not. Usually, more complexity just hides more confusion. Let me show you what a simple, sellable digital product really looks like. It could be a beginner's guide that helps someone avoid costly mistakes. It could be a template bundle that saves someone hours. It could be a checklist that gives someone a step-by-step process. It could be a workbook that helps someone make a decision or complete a transformation. It could be a prompt pack that helps someone create content, write faster, or get results with AI. It could be a mini course that teaches one narrow thing clearly. Notice the pattern? These are not random products. These are products tied to utility, and utility sells better than inspiration by itself. Now, let's talk about the internal side again, because this is where most people sabotage themselves. A lot of people want to escape the 9 to 5, but mentally, they are still deeply programmed by 9 to 5 thinking. What does that mean? It means they are still trained to wait for permission. They are still trained to doubt themselves unless somebody validates them first. They are still trained to believe money comes from being chosen instead of from creating value and making offers. That programming is real. And if you do not confront it, you will carry it straight into online business. Now the platform changes, but the internal pattern stays the same. So instead of a boss, now you wait for motivation. Instead of permission from a manager, now you wait for permission from the algorithm. Instead of committing to one path, you keep looking for someone to tell you what to do next. That is not entrepreneurship. That's dependency. And that dependency keeps people broke. At some point, if you really want to make money online, you have to become the kind of person who can choose a direction, commit to it, and stay with it long enough to get feedback from reality. That's power. That is self-leadership. That's how identity shifts. So if you want digital products to sell, you need a stronger baseline. You need to become somebody who expects to create value, who expects to improve, who expects to be seen, who expects to be paid for solving problems, who expects discomfort without collapsing. That's a different identity. And identity drives behavior more than motivation ever will. Now, let's get even more practical. If I were starting from zero and wanted my first digital product sale, here's exactly what I would focus on. I would ask, what do people around me keep struggling with? What do they keep asking about? What process do they need simplified? What result do they want faster? What confusion do they want removed? Then I would choose one of those pains. Then I would create one simple product tied directly to that pain. Then I would make content around the emotional problem and practical solution. For example, if the audience wants to sell digital products but feels confused, I might create a beginner's digital product roadmap, a product idea validation checklist, a plug-and-play digital product launch guide, a bundle of sales page templates, a prompt pack for creating ebooks, workbooks, or guides with AI. Do you see how direct that is? That's better than making some random motivational PDF nobody asked for. The more directly your product is tied to movement, clarity, money, speed, or relief, the stronger the offer becomes.